What's up, guys? If you don't know me, my name is Dylan. Today I wanted to get on to literally just explain the raw truths of actually trying to wholesale real estate in 2025. I know the term wholesaling is being thrown around. It's kind of corny. It's kind of, it's kind of seen as like a scam. But as someone who's been doing it for the last, 1.5 years of my life, at a young age as well, I want to show you how I actually seen success in it, how you need to approach the business, and how you can actually get into it. So first things first, I want to address the claim that it is a scam. People who say this are oftentimes people who tried the business for about a month. They pulled a list, they called some sellers, and then they basically called it quits after that. The reason why you don't see success when you try and do stuff like that is because that's what's preached on TikTok. And I'm not gonna lie, the stuff preached on TikTok is a scam. Like, that's what you guys need to know. Don't expect to get into the business, make 100 cold calls, get one of those people to say yes, sell it to a buyer. That's not how this works. Maybe that worked in like 2014 when no one else was doing it, but there's thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people doing this nowadays. So you need to be a little bit different to actually see results. What I preach nowadays is approaching wholesaling with a systematic mindset. What that means is you're setting up everything to do work for you so that you as the operator can leverage your skills in order to actually make money. The only variables you can truly control in wholesaling nowadays is how good you are on the phone and how often you are actually showing up to call the leads and to do the day-to-day tasks. That's it. Everything else can be systemized and placed in your lap. I mean by systemized is having the lead generation process handled for you. You need to spend money on this business, guys. You need to spend money to generate leads. That is how you will close deals. That's as simple as it is nowadays. If you try and do the lead generation yourself, if you try and cheap out, if you try and pull a cheap list or call for sale by owners, you will never close a deal. And I will tell that straight to your face every single time. If you actually invest the $1,000 to $3,000 a month that it requires to close deals, either by running SMS, hiring VAs, running ads, like there's multiple different options depending on your budget and also your time frame. Okay, now that we addressed the claim that it is a scam, I want to talk about the real estate market and how it is gearing up to be more favored towards wholesalers than literally ever. The reason why it's more geared towards wholesalers recently is because we're slowly shifting into a buyer's market. What that means is that buyers are in more favor to buy because housing prices are going to be down. So flippers can pick up more opportunity at deeper discount, which means us as wholesalers need to get on top of this as soon as possible. We need to find the deals for these people so that they have to come to us to actually be able to flip these properties. So if you guys haven't started learning the basics of wholesaling, now is literally the time to do it because you need to start marketing as soon as possible so you can find some deals and get paid. It's never been easier to find a buyer. Literally, you can go in any Facebook group. You don't need to pay for Investor Lift. You don't need to do any of that shit. And that's coming from someone who has access to Investor Lift, which is $50,000 a year. You don't need it. I'm telling you straight up, you do not need that. You can go on Facebook, find a buyer, and be fine. And you can make money and you can assign your deal, I promise you. The only thing you need to be good at is talking to people on the phone and having the right system set up for you. Okay, now that we talked about why wholesaling is great to get into right now, because sellers are wanting to sell and buyers are wanting to buy, how do you actually get into it? Your first plan of action, like I said, is to learn the basics. So go on YouTube, figure out how to underwrite a deal, figure out how to walk a seller through a transaction, figure out how the contracts works, and just spend a week or two studying that material. Once you get a basic understanding of how the business model works, how real estate works, and how underwriting works, then you want to start getting on the phones as soon as possible. So go on Zillow for sale by owners, pull a cold calling list, however you want to do it. It doesn't really matter. And just start dialing and start talking to people as soon as possible. You need to get to the point where you sound fluent and you sound professional on the phone. That's the only way these sellers are going to trust you because they're used to hearing the same exact script you are trying to say every single day. So if you sound the exact same as someone else, they're not going to trust you. Trust me. So go learn a script, but then lean off of it and just be yourself. After that, once you learn the basics, you need to implement a predictable marketing system. So you need to do SMS. And if you're doing SMS, you need to know how many texts you're sending, how many leads you're getting, how many offers you're giving, how many people of those are accepting offers, how many offers that are accepted are actually signing the contract. You need to track every single KPI so you know where every single dollar is going and where your leads are going. Because the worst thing you can do in this business is waste marketing dollars and waste your leads. And guys, once you have all of that set up, so you have your marketing set up, you're pretty good on the phone, you're good at real estate, all you have to do is just give it some time. So give it 3 to 6 months and you will see success. Like anything in life, things that come quick are usually fake. Like you don't expect like a get rich quick scheme or something that's going to make you, 50 grand in the next month. Usually that's all a lie. Like everything takes time and everything takes money nowadays, expect it to take anywhere from 6 to 9 months to close your first deal. And then from there, it's literal exponential growth, because like I said, once you have the skills, you don't lose them. And once you have more capital, you can just reinvest into better and more marketing. And then each time you close a deal, you put more and more back into the business, and it's like a snowball effect. Making your first $10,000 will be the hardest thing you will ever do. But then taking that money and flipping it into a consistent stream of income, like 20, 30, 40 grand a month, is going to be a lot easier than just making that first 10 grand, because capital is everything nowadays. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I really just wanted to touch on the psychology of real estate and also what to expect and how to get into it. Super basic video that's more tailored towards the beginners and for my guys looking to get into the business, and just me talking about the raw truths of it, because there's a lot of misinformation online nowadays, and I want you guys to be guided in the right direction so you know if this is actually a good choice or not to start the business. It all starts with that. I'm not trying to sell you on a dream, not trying to do any of that. Literally make a calculated decision. Are you at a point in your life right now where you can do this business? You can take the time, you can take the risk. If you are, go for it. I'm all for it. I took the biggest risk ever when I was 17 years old by starting this business. Risked all of my money, risked all of my time with friends, did all of that, and it paid off tenfold. So if you're in a situation like I was, where I kind of had some money because I was working a job, but I hated the way I was living, and you want a better way to live, take the risk, do the hard shit, and it will pay off. As always, guys, if you want to have your marketing set up for you, the link will be in the description to apply for the agency. This is only for people super serious to get into the business. What we do is we teach you the entire business. We set up your marketing, set up your systems, and then help you find a buyer for your deal. You'll get access to all my VIP buyers that we use from Investor Lift. We spend $50,000 a year on that, so there's a ton of value just in that itself. And then obviously you get all of my marketing systems, all of that set up for you. You don't have to lift a finger. If you want to learn more, apply, book in a call. But other than that, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if I'm doing these videos right. Like, what do you guys want to learn next? What do you guys want me to talk about next? I need feedback, so if you got any, give it to me. As always, see you guys in the next one.